Hey everyone, I'm Christian with Thrash Eaters, and we're here with the one and only Zetro from Exodus. How are you doing today, buddy?
Christian, what's up, brother? How you doing? How's all the Thrash Eaters out there?
Doing phenomenal. Stoked to hear from you.
Man. Hope to talk to you guys as well.
Yeah, booking a lot of interviews for Exodus. Everyone's very excited to have you back. It's still very, very fresh. How's everything for you, being back in the band?
It's still fresh, I guess, if I look at it that way, but because I've known at least, Gary and Tom for 30 years, or over 30 years, because I knew them before I was even in the band. I joined the band in June of '86, so it was almost 28 years, like almost to the day, too, because I remember I joined Exodus, I think around June 8th or June 10th in '86, and then the announcement was made on June 6th this year, so it was almost 28 years later. And I'm having a great time. It was really fun recording the album, and I really love the songs, and I think they're really, really solid, typical, violent, in-your-face Exodus. So it's been refreshing playing with the guys again, you know what I mean? Everybody, there's still that level of silliness and vernacular that everybody in this band has. So it wasn't like I came in and I had to meet these new guys or anything and kind of figure out how they roll. I already know that. I've been there, I've lived, I've gone to war many, 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 many years, over thousands of shows with these guys. So, I knew what to do.
Definitely, and we're so freaking excited to have you back. It's just a huge breath of life in the thrash scene that we need, and it's just going to be a great kick in the ass. And yeah, we're really excited to have you back, and so much of the community is. We're just really excited because everyone's wanted you back for a long time, so it's really been a long time coming.
I'm not naive to reading it, and you know what, honestly, with no disrespect to Rob, he did a great job when I wasn't there. That's all I'll say, is he did a great job. I've had to listen since we're actually playing some of the last 3 records live, and I've already done Children of a Worthless God and Iconoclasm. I'll have to say that the last 3 records were really, really good stuff, and he did a damn good job.
Definitely, and we're stoked to hear you sing the songs too. But
yeah, it's fun. They're fun too, actually. I really enjoy doing them. So yeah, it's really cool for me. I'm having a good time. And again, the new stuff, and then obviously, Fabulous, Toxic, Pleasures, any stuff from Bonded, you know what I mean? Some stuff from Impact, obviously Tempo of the Dam. So there's going to be the live show's definitely be a good bevy and a good mix of what Exodus has done over close to 30 years now.
Definitely, and it's great to see everything come full circle, and we're all super excited for it. Now, one thing that I think is interesting is a while back on the Hatred page is someone was talking about how they love the new album and, asked you about coming back to Exodus, and this was from April of last year. And one of the Hatred comments is, you will see Axl Rose and Slash reform GNR, Don Dokken and George Lynch reform Dokken before you see Zetro and Holt reform Exodus. Glad you like New Hatred. Yeah. Thanks for your support. So that's a pretty strong statement in my book. So how are you guys able to get over that?
And what's great about that is, like, the naivety of the whole thing, and I'll be the first one to admit it. You know what I mean? I am not. I'll say something that I go, well, maybe that just, I don't stand by it necessarily. And the whole thing about this, like, I didn't hear the new songs. They have Chuck Billy, Maria Ferraro, and Johnny Z managing them. They never had that before. They have the agency booking them. They never had that before. So to come in and see what's going on in the infrastructure of Exodus that was never there before, listen to the new songs and go, wow, and then have a talk with every one of them individually, especially Gary Holt. You know what I mean? And be able to go, come on, dude, how long you been through this, and how long, many times have we all been through this? I mean, Tom's done 3 stints in the band. This is my 3rd stint in the band that'll say this, and it's like this.
Good.
How many people do you know that have a family member, uncle, brother, that did something? They went in together on a business, and then this guy screwed this guy, and how they don't talk, and it's Thanksgiving. One guy's on one side of the room, and the other guy's on the other side of the room. No love lost. They hate each other right now, but no love lost. You know what I mean? And then it's like, when they finally had the meeting of the minds and called it cool, and we can move forward and put this behind us, and let's just go and take the world and destroy it, you know what I mean? I guess in a sense, then everything's cool, you know, everybody loves the uncle again, you know what I mean? Everything's back, everything's normal, you know what I mean? The ship is settled, you know, it's not rocking, and I think that this time especially, because a lot of a lot of what happened to me leaving was on me, not on them. And I take full responsibility for that. So, you know, they were in a situation where they had to get a singer, you know, so hats off to them dudes for coming in and doing a great job for 9 years, you know, and I'm just saying, you know, things happen and people change and different situations change. My children were 14 and 11, now they're 24 and 21, you know, and they play the band with me. I don't have that responsibility at home anymore. I have to look through the backside of my eye and see if my son's getting brought home by the cops because dad's not there to be able to take care of business, you know, and just things that go on in life that you just kind of have to go, okay, well, maybe I can't do this right now. And so now it's to the point where, you know, I'm older, I'm 50, Gary's 50, our little kids are now big kids, you know, and then we can go off and do this. And I don't have any other responsibilities other than Exodus and Hatred as well, you know what I mean? And Exodus obviously takes you know, the precedent. When it's time to go with DE Band, it's time to go. And so my mentality is let's go kick ass. And so this new album, I know there's 2 songs that's been released, Salt the Moon and the title track, Blood In, Blood Out, and we're talking ass-kicking stuff there. And believe me, the other 9 are not going to disappoint. They're all killers. I say 11 killers, no fillers.
Good, good. Now, that's very encouraging to hear about the new album and with Gary, because, you know, being a fan that's, you know, no stranger to fuse and controversy, it can, I know it gets exhausting for you guys, but it gets exhausting for us, you know, seeing these bands that we love, you know, having these conflicts.
This is my take. It's like, and I've said this since I've been back in the band. If Gary Holt and I can do it, then fucking Axl and Slash can do it. George Lynch and Don Dokken can do it. You know what I mean? They, Sebastian Bach and fucking Skid Row can do it. They need to learn. I mean, look at the fans' point of view. And we looked at each other like, look, man, how many times we went to war? I mean, I know everything about him. He knows everything about me, family. You know what I mean? Things that go on in our lives that you don't know about. You know what I mean? So it's a lot deeper than just a band member. You know what I mean? It's a way deeper than that. You know what I mean? His mother was a saint. Gary's mother made Exodus what Exodus is. If it wasn't for her letting them jam in the garage, and when Bailoff got a fucking toothache, was paying for it. She took care of this. Just a lot of things that went on, you know. People just don't really know about, you know, but we are all family, you know, and it's kind of, you know, put it all that's trivial. It's water under the bridge, you know. You know, every minute you spend hating is a minute you could be spending, you know, enjoying it. You know what I mean? So why hate?
Amen to that. Amen to that. And that's fucking right.
I just think that, you know, getting together with you, I'm great now. I'm now like, woo, fucking 12-hour play drive, fucking love drinks, let's go, fucking, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
my attitude, great. I am enjoying meeting all the fans, seeing them again. It's been so many, a lot of them have known me for years, like, oh my God, it's glad you're back. Great to see you, you know what I mean? It's great to see everybody again. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I came back to the family, and, you know, I got to spend the holidays with them, and it's fucking fun as shit. So, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do any of fuck this thing. No way.
Good.
It's going to be me. I'm like really, really into this. I'm really, really digging the time I have. And I figure, you know, it's 50 now. I was 22 when I joined Exodus, you know, in the beginning. I got to keep this going, and the way to keep this in shape, you know what I mean? Keep, you know, make sure that and that's our focus now. It's like everything backstage is all healthy. You know, nobody does drugs anymore. That's over and gone. There's a little bit of alcohol, but not like massively. Let's pound 12 cases of beer. What do you mean we drank that already? You know what I mean? That's like not existent. But I think everybody's really worried about it. We go on stage, how we're going to destroy, kick ass. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking at. You know, I eat healthy. You know, Gary eats healthy. We all do. We all look at, you know, our performance is very important. It's very like, no, we can't do that because of performance. Whereas back in the day, it was like, candy store, open it up, let's go. You know what I mean? So it was like, now it's a total different mentality. But you're 22, you don't know any better. You know, you're like, turn it on now, full throttle, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And basically, that was the lifestyle. And now it's like, no, we gotta chill, we gotta kill. We gotta chill because we gotta kill. You know what I mean? So It's kind of a different mentality, but we're all very excited. We're very excited for the future. We know it's like really good. It's like we know it's been an infusion, I guess, of freshness, you know, in, like you said, in the thrash community. And I think when Joey rejoined Anthrax, it was as well. And you know, it's been a great year. Overkill put out an awesome record. You know what I mean? I mean, Hatred put out an awesome record in February. You know, I got 2 to my belt this year, so. You know, I just think that it's definitely, you know, the bands that are doing it are really doing it right, especially the old school guys. Nobody's putting out crap right now. Everybody's, seems like, wow, why is everybody's records all so strong all of a sudden? I mean, go through them. Death Angel, that's a great record. The Dream Calls for Blood, I love that. Both of the AJ records are great. Overkill records are great. The last 2 Testament records kick ass. You know what I mean? You just go down the line. I love everything that Megadeth does. I don't fuck what anybody says. I love Megadeth. You know, Slayer, say no more. You know what I mean? So everybody is just, you know, kicking the ball right through the fucking uprights, right through the center.
Hell yeah. Now, probably 2 of my favorite things in this world are thrash metal and AC/DC. And you guys have always been you've always been on top of it with the Overdose cover and with the Dirty Deeds cover, and you also have your own AC/DC tribute band.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, AC/DC for Zetro, yeah. And we do the Bon Scott era. And I got this guy named Dave Chapman, and he dresses up like Angus, and I swear to God, he's got his moves, his facial expressions, everything down. He acts like Angus. It's amazing. Actually, Will Carroll from Death Angel plays drums for us.
Oh, wow.
He's our drummer.
Wow.
Yeah. Will's our drummer, and then we have another guy that does Malcolm amazingly. His name's Dan Cobb, and another guy that plays the part of Cliff named Adam. And they just, we clicked really well, and it's like, week before, hey man, you guys want to play at Rooster's Roadhouse Pizza and Bar? And we're like, fuck yeah, I'm in, you know. I get to go up stage and beat Bon Scott for an hour and 20 minutes. Hell yeah. So, and we do all the classics. I mean, we'll do Soul Stripper. We did the Rock and Roll Singer. We do, you know, some shit that you really don't hear all the time.
Yeah.
Squealer. We do a couple of the really cool ones, you know, that we do. Of course, we do, you know, Bad Boy Boogie, Let There Be Rock, you know, and TNT. Of course, we do those, you know what I mean? And then we bring them back in. But anything Bon Scott era, we're definitely open to play. It's awesome.
That's phenomenal.
My funnest band, sorry Hatred, my funnest band out of them all. You know what I mean? It's just that there's no work. I just go in there like, God, I get to be Bon Scott. It's a blast.
Yeah.
I've seen the other 2 bands that work. I love what I do, believe me, and I don't take it for granted. So I try to work very hard at it, and I try to produce good thrash metal music. For, you know, I've been doing this for 30 plus years, you know what I mean? I know how to do thrash metal, damn it.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to learn to have fun with some stuff on the side, and honestly, if there's anyone that's going to sing AC/DC to top notch, it's going to be you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, and I love it, too, and I really, like the week before an AC/DC show, I will just listen to Bon, and I'll totally hone in on his all the shit he does, you know what I mean? And I'll just hone in on it. So when I come in, a lot of people go, man, you got Bon down. I go, you know what? I just loved him. He's the reason I do this whole thing. When I seen Angus on his shoulders coming through the crowd in 1978, Day on the Green, I was just like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Ever since then. So let's just say the last 36 years have been spent molding that, because that concert was 36 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 1978.
So another thing that I want to talk about is I feel like back in the day there was a lot more overlap between the German thrash bands and the U.S. thrash bands, and you know, there would be shows with like Kreator and Voivod and Megadeth together, something like that, you know. But I feel like nowadays I feel like it's a lot more divided, where it seems like all the German bands tend to play with the other German bands, and the U.S. bands tend to play, you know, with their own kin. With the exception, I know Kreator and Overkill did a co-headline tour last year, I believe. But why do you think there kind of seems to be such a divide between modern tours that don't really blend a whole lot of the German thrash with the U.S. thrash.
You know what? I don't know. I have to disagree, and I guess only with the irony of that, because it just seems like it's ironic. It's not done perfectly. Because, you know, again, I've just been back in the band with Exodus, but they did a tour with South America with the Creator last year. So, and I remember about 2 or 3 years ago, Heathen, because John Getty was playing with Heathen, and I went to the show and it was Destruction and Heathen. So, I don't know if that's ironic or not, because I love all of the German thrash, especially Sodom, Creator, and Destruction. You know what I mean? I love it, and I'll tell you what, the new Accept fucking kicks ass. Blind Rage, that is a great fucking album. You know, they really bring it. So I would love to tour with any one of those bands. I would have such a good time. I know those guys all really well, and it's just really, really cool. All of us do. You know, we've been doing this all together for so many years, you know. I could watch Creator every fucking night, man. I love Creator. I'm a big Creator guy. I had the Creator live in my thing on the way. I played with Hatred in Reno and Sacramento on Friday and Thursday and Friday of last week, and I had Creator ranking in my car the whole way up to Reno.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, my friend.
Cool. Now, speaking of tours and stuff like that, are there any new bands besides Hatred that you're a fan of?
Love Municipal Waste, Big Warbringer. Those guys are good. Bonded by Blood, 3 Inches of Blood. All that newer stuff that's coming up is really, really heavy. Havoc is awesome. I love Hatchet. You know what I mean? I think all those newer blend of bands are really cool. You know.
Good.
There's a band in Sacramento called Deadlands. They're not really thrash, but they're really kind of heavy, and they're also on Master Records. I kind of like them. I was listening to them, but I do like a lot of the new thrash that's coming. I pay attention to that too. Again, I'm in a band with kids. I'm in a band. One band's got old men. One band, there's nobody over 25. So their eyes are to the ground. I mean, if you ask Cody, my son, what he listens to, he'll be the Faceless, Job for Cowboy, Black Dahlia Murder. Those are his bands. He loves those fucking bands. You know, and those is more traditional thrash, you know what I mean? But he knows tons of death and black metal, tons of it. Nicholas is like me. If it's metal, he'll listen to it. He doesn't give a shit. You know, if it's heavy, it's heavy. That's how I'm. Justin, our other guitar player, he's more of a, like the newer style as well. He's more of like the Black Dahlia, Job for Cowboy, the Faceless. He actually had a death metal band called Warsight, but he's like, they're good. It's a good blend. So these guys have kids, their ears are to the grindstone. They're like, no, check it out, old man. It's like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow, yeah.
They know, because they know what they know. You know, it's like, we love this band called Bring Me the Horizon. Oh, hell, but they're just, I guess they're heavy and real good. My daughter loves this band called Of Mice and Men. And actually, there's some scene riffs in there, but there's shit, some of it's really heavy. You know what I mean? So if it's heavy, I'll listen to it.
Interesting. And you've been so generous with your time. You've been so generous with your answers. And just to close with one more thing, what would you have to say is your favorite thing about Exodus?
I think it's the mentality that's brought forth from everybody that's like from the fans and from everybody that looks at us. I mean, you know, they know what they get with us. It's sheer violence and sheer brutality. And when you go see them live, shit's going to be going on. You know what I mean? And that exemplifies when I see an Exodus fan and it's like, Exodus! I guess there's no other way to say it, right?
Yeah. So, well, yeah, that's a perfect answer. That's a perfect answer. Zetro, we love you, man. You've been fucking phenomenal. Thanks so much for your time. We're really looking forward to seeing you on the road soon. And it's such a breath of fresh air having you back in the band. We're really looking forward to it. Yeah, thanks so much for your time.